For 25, they want us to graph this equation. Now, I know that you could easily just go on Desmos or go to the graphing tool and do this, but I want you to start to do these by hand, right? And for now, at this point in algebra, we can make a table of values, right? So we can put in values of x and get out values of y until we can see the shape. So let's put in values. If I put a 0 in for x, right, I'm putting it into this, right? Now, I'm not going to do this for every value I put in, but what does that mean? I'll put a 0 in for x, right? 0 squared plus 3, and I get 3 out, right? And this is a relatively straightforward equation. We can kind of do that in our head, but so 0, 3, and I'm going to go graph this on my graph, right? 0, 3. And I'm going to change these, let me see, 1, 2, okay, let's leave it as the scale they have on here. So 0, 3, that would be about here, right? Because each, oh, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So let me take that off. 0, 3, this is 2, 4, so that would be right there, 0, 3. Let's put a 1 in, right? And if I put a 1 in, right, I'd get y equals x squared plus 3, y equals 1 squared plus 3. 1 squared is 1, so y is 4, right? So 1, 4. 1, 4 is right here. If I put a 2 in, right, I'm going to start to do these in my head. 2 squared is 4, plus 3 is 7, right? 2, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7 is right here, right? And I can kind of see the shape, but now let's put negatives in. Now, if I put a negative 1 in, right, negative 1, and right over here I do that, y equals negative 1 squared plus 3. Negative 1 squared is 1 plus 3. I notice I get 4 out, right? The same thing I got when I put a 1 in, right? So negative 1, 4 is right there. And then let's put a negative 2 in, right? And if I do that, I'll get negative 2 squared plus 3. Negative 2 squared, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And I notice I get a 7 out, same thing I did when I put a positive 2 in, negative 2, 7. So now we have the shape of our graph, and it looks like this, right? You cannot connect these with straight lines because they're a curve, right? So there's the graph. And then it says answer the questions from 123. So the questions in 123, how would you describe the shape of the parabola? I would put it opens up, right? Because it can either open this way or this way, right? Up or down, right? Okay. Does the parabola have lines of symmetry? Line of symmetry is where the parabola is mirrored. And yes, it does. The line of symmetry is actually right here on the y-axis, right? Because that's kind of the middle. It goes through the vertex. Line of symmetry is the y-axis. Okay, let's see what else it asks. Are there any special points? I would say there are, right? The special points, right? I would say that, oops, let's move that back down. I would say that the special points, the vertex is this point right here, right? The vertex is 0, 3. 0, 3. The minimum value, so that's, when we talk about the value of a function, we're talking about the y value of the function. So the lowest I get in the y direction is right here, right? Is right at 3, right there, right at 3. So the minimum value is 3. There is no maximum value because it continually goes up and up and up and up, right? Are there x and y intercepts, right? So their y-intercept is at 3, right? Intercepts, x and y intercepts are not given as ordered pairs. They're given as the x or y value where it crosses. There are no x-intercepts, right? It does not cross the x-axis. And then the last one, is there a highest maximum or lowest minimum? I already answered that. So these would be the points that I would consider as important to describe a graph. So if you're ever asked to describe a parabola, I want to see all of this criteria in there.